All right, everyone, buckle up, because today we are diving headfirst into a real head-scratcher, a detective game called Mindcop, set in this really offbeat town called, Merrylin Crater Camp. And let me tell you, folks, this is not your run-of-the-mill murder mystery. You've got this ticking clock, only 5 days in game time, to crack the case. And every single choice you make shapes the story and leads to a totally different ending. So to navigate this crazy labyrinth, we've got a fantastic game review to pull from. And of course, we've got our resident expert here to help us untangle it all. So let's jump right in. What makes Mindcop's investigative approach so different from, say, your classic point-and-click detective game?
We see in Mindcop, it's not just about finding clues lying around. It's about really getting inside the heads of the characters, understanding their motives, their secrets, the whole psychological shebang. And the game really leans into that with this really cool mechanic called Mindsurfing.
Mindsurfing. Okay. That's a pretty evocative name, and it definitely sounds like something that sets Mindcop apart. So how does it actually work?
Well, picture this. You dive into this swirling vortex of thoughts. They actually call it the Sea of Thoughts in the game. And to navigate the sea, you play this match 3 style rhythm game where you rotate this, they call it a squishy brain cube, and use it to catch these fleeting thoughts that they represent as mind bullets.
A squishy brain cube, huh? That's certainly a visual. Okay, so you're diving into someone's subconscious, rummaging through their thoughts. What do you actually gain from doing that?
You uncover these 3 key scenes from the suspect's mind. One represents a truth, one represents an uncertainty, and one a lie. But here's the twist. They're all super abstract, more like impressions or feelings rather than like hard facts. It's up to you to decipher them and figure out how they connect to the case.
That's fascinating, because now you're not just dealing with evidence, you're dealing with subjective experience. How does that affect the way you approach the investigation as a whole?
Well, it means you can't just take anything at face value, right? You're always second-guessing yourself. Is this real? Is this imagined? What are they hiding? And on top of that, you've got that limited time to solve the case. So every decision about which leads to follow and even whose mind to dive into really matters.
So it becomes a balancing act, not just solving a puzzle, but trying to understand the people involved. But it's not all about mind surfing, is it? What about the actual game world itself? How does observation of the environment play into all of this?
Oh, it's super important. The environments in Mindcop, they're packed with detail. And sometimes those tiny little things that seem insignificant at first, like a misplaced object or a half-written letter or, a weird pattern of behavior, those can be the key to unlocking the bigger picture. You have to be really observant and figure out how everything connects, both in the real world of the game and the minds of your suspect.
It sounds like they're really going for an immersive experience here, blending that psychological element with classic detective work.
So let's talk about player choice. How do the choices you make actually affect the story in Mindcop?
Every decision you make, every lead you follow, every mind you choose to explore, all of that shapes the narrative and ultimately leads to one of multiple endings. Some choices might shut down certain paths while others open up completely new leads. It's a really cool non-linear structure that encourages you to play again and again, to see how things could have gone differently and maybe uncover new truths along the way.
So it's not just the story that's being told to you, you're actively shaping it. It kind of makes you think about how our own choices and perceptions influence how we see the world. What for you really stands out about the overall design of Mindcop? I think what really sets Mindcop apart is that it's not just about who did it, but why they did it. It digs deep into the complexities of human motivation, memory perception. It really forces you to question the nature of truth itself. Like you're constantly asking yourself, is this real or is it imagined? And how much of what I'm seeing is colored by my own biases?
It really makes you wonder how much of what we perceive as truth is shaped by our own subjective experiences. That's a pretty big question to leave folks with, isn't it? So if you're intrigued and want to try your hand at solving the mystery in Merrylin Crater Camp, Mindcop is hitting Steam, PlayStation 5, and Nintendo Switch soon. And there's actually a demo available now if you want a little taste of what's to come. Until next time, happy gaming, everyone.